Turns out there's a lot of issues impacting the cattle and beef markets. And Derrell, let's start out with one of the big ones right now, the dry conditions and the growing drought.
Yeah, certainly in the southern plains, obviously we're looking towards wheat pasture, and the door is closing pretty fast on that potential. We've got quite a bit of wheat planted and up, but it's not going to make pasture if we don't get some moisture pretty quick.
Feeder cattle prices have kind of weakened here lately. Is that drought related as well?
Well, that's part of it, certainly. Again, it's seasonally, it's the time of year when we look for those seasonal lows. The lack of wheat pasture will add to that. There's other things weighing on the markets as well. We've seen the fed cattle market back up a little bit. Box beef has weakened a little bit. The futures market has really weakened. So all of those things are kind of coming together to weigh on these markets right now.
Switching gears a little bit, the stockers are really banking on wheat pasture. Say we do get some rain, how does that impact the budgets moving forward?
Well, again, the situation has changed quite a lot in the last 2 to 4 weeks. 6 weeks ago, my budgets looked very promising. And of course, we're basing this off of the future. So typically for winter grazing, we'd be looking at that March feeder cattle contract. We've taken about $15 off of that contract, at least at the point in time we are right now when we're filming this. And so it may bounce back. In fact, I expect it to bounce back some. But at the moment, my budgets don't look very attractive, even though we've seen some weakening in the current cash prices, which would be our purchase prices. The budgets really have fallen apart in the last couple of weeks. So we're going to have to look at that pretty carefully going forward if we do get the chance for some winter grazing.
This is typically a time of year where producers are really looking at those cattle that they want to retain or move on to market. How do coal markets look right now?
Well, it's kind of the same situation to some extent. This is the time of year, of course, when we do cull a lot of cows. We see seasonally low prices anyway, but the dry conditions are aggravating that. We're probably seeing some additional culling with less flexibility on the part of some producers at least. So that's probably pressuring the market. Now, what that tends to do is it exaggerates this seasonal low. That may set us up for a very pronounced or at least a very strong spring price rebound in these cull cows.
And finally, we've wrapped up the third quarter of 2020, which is a goal in itself. But looking forward into 2021, how would you rate the cattle markets going into there?
Well, I think we're still somewhat optimistic possibility. We've been expecting some recovery in these markets in 2021. We're kind of carrying that. We've pulled back a little bit on our forecast for 2021 already, and I think that's the real threat right now. Obviously, we vastly changed our outlook for 2020 from the beginning of the year through the middle of the year and to this point. The same thing could happen again in 2021.
Oh boy, can't wait to see what 2021 brings. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Derrell Peel, Livestock Marketing Specialist here at Oklahoma State University.